like Silicon Valley, where Jared's like, "Woo!"
Oh. Woo! It's like five, like 3 or 4 times, right? Like,
yeah, it's great. It's just so I feel like how we should start the episode out.
Well, that's how we did start the episode because you had to talk.
I can't help myself.
All right, this is how it's happening. Bad publicity. We are leaving the land of Terminal Directive temporarily. I know that we have still the neutrals to get going. I know that we are going to be skipping over Earth Scion right now, but we just want to get to the new pack. We want to get to the new hotness, and we want to talk about it. So we're kind of doing things a little out of order, but hey.
We're trying to not feel like an oldie station.
Yeah.
Playing you the hits after they matured.
So I am Jameson. That is Corey.
Did you forget your name?
No.
I was like, what is he going to say? I'm on the edge of my seat.
Yeah, that's how I do it. I build suspense. I build suspense.
Yeah, nicely done.
That is Hollis. Every card is terrible. Echo.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah. There's so many bad ones.
It's a true story. There are a lot of bad ones.
So we are going to do Blood on the Water. Blood on the Water just dropped, so might as well.
Blood and water.
Yeah.
It's not together.
Blood on the water.
It's not blood on the dance floor.
Oh, jeez.
I'm Michael Jackson.
That's where you went. See, I went Deep Purple, Smoke on the Water.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
Oh, jeez. All right, are we ready to dive right into this?
First off, guys, let's take a peek at the landscape where we left off here. I'd like to, maybe say that I think we're almost spot on with a couple of these rankings right now. The only thing I think we should adjust is I do believe because of the most wanted list and stuff now, I think Ma can move up out of the below average, maybe into the average category.
I'm totally with that. I think that's fine.
Gain a little bit of traction here.
Yeah. I've still not played anything really with it, but I played against it a lot more.
Yeah.
It's been good.
Do we need to? Are you fine with it sitting at the bottom?
You can actually move it a lot more. I think it's a much better card than.
Yeah,
almost everything else in the average category.
Everything else?
Yeah.
Yeah. While I've had an experience that is definitely like RNG, I've played with it in a wizard deck, and basically, as I've played with this card, my opponent constantly is like, really? I had a plan to get out of the situation, and then you trashed whatever card I had, and it works enough. It's annoying enough to where I feel like it's probably better than average at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I could make a case for it dropping to the bottom of above average.
Yeah, I think so.
What?
Ma.
Yeah.
So you could keep pushing it.
Oh,
Push
really?
right to the bottom of the above average.
Okay. Yeah, because originally, I had the Hollis brain for a second, because originally I was thinking moving it to above average, but then I lowered it because I didn't want to get into an argument with our friend. So I was just like, do you think this is average? That being said, do you guys think Exploit needs to drop? That's the only one that I've...
Biomodeled Network should probably drop down to below average. That one,
so
I think we've been moving that guy down every single episode, so we need to keep the theme going. By the end of this, it'll end up in terrible.
Yes!
Yeah.
This is what I want! More cards that are terrible.
What about are you happy?
Exploit,
yeah.
I think Exploit could probably drop to the bottom of the average category.
Yeah.
But I think it should still stay an average card. All right. Cool.
Yeah, okay, I'm fine with the other ones. I feel like system seizure. Kind of on the fence about it being.
I mean, I don't think it's a bad card at all. I think the problem is it's always going to compete with like Employee Strike.
Yeah.
And Employee Strike's always going to win, but that doesn't necessarily make System Seizure a bad card. It's still a good option if you don't want to spend influence.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the card itself is really good value. I'll fight for you. I'll fight for you.
And I think I'm still happy with Mad Dash sitting at above average.
Cool. Yeah. I think everything else is okay right now.
Looking at the corporations, I think that again here is a pretty good representation of where we're sitting. The only one I have concerns about is the adaptive barrier. Part of me thinks it maybe should move up.
I don't know. I've not seen it a lot. I kind of feel like, if anything, the sync BRE should probably drop down to average.
Yeah, I think so too.
I don't know if I would bump the barrier. I mean, I've not faced it in almost everything that I've played. Like, I think I've ran decks that's ran it, but I've never seen it rezzed against me.
Okay. Oh, that's cool.
So
I mean, hey, that's why
I can't.
Oops. That's why we talk it out.
We talk it out. Have some gentlemanly chats.
So Sync Bree dropped.
Yeah.
And Yuki said adaptive barrier is fine.
Good.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Unless, yeah,
we're gonna be slapping a lot of new cards down, so we're gonna be shifting and stuff all over the place. So get ready.
Yeah. Okay.
Get ready.
Perfecto. Okay.
Right.
Yeah, so we are ready. That's that. So we've got the landscape up to speed. Let's get into the new batch now. Starting at the top, the tippity top of the runner marks here, we are Blood and Water. Man, we have a new identity off the top. Who is this?
Who is this?
That's a cue for someone just to start reading.
I got it. Hey, it's Alice Merchant. She's a clan agitator. She's an identity cyborg with 0 link, deck size 50, and 15 influence. The first time you make a successful run on archives each turn, the corp must trash 1 card from HQ. Important to note, in the unofficial FAQ, the corp has to trash the card from HQ before you access the cards in archives. So, neat.
What would you say this is? You said it was what now? What classification?
What, the type of the identity, or
no, it doesn't matter. Sorry, it's neat.
Yeah, neat. It definitely plays into a lot of the cards that have been triggering getting the court player to discard cards from HQ, and it's another runner that wants to run on archives, so it could help you play more cards that allow you to run on archives. The deck size min 50 is... I don't know if I feel like that ability is good enough.
What? Why do Anarchs keep getting large deck sizes and everyone else gets their lower deck sizes?
Yeah. But it's a neat ability. Like, if there's some way you're able to keep the corpse HQ size low, I mean, you're getting something out of their hand if you're able to run archives. And it does put a situation in where the corp has, I guess it's the same thing that they now have to spread across all 3 centrals. But I feel like a lot of decks have been getting better about this anyway, thanks to Temujin, where they're getting really good at locking off all the centrals really quickly to try to keep that money fountain turned off for the runner. So yeah, It's okay. I mean, I'm not like, oh my god, this ability is amazing, but I don't think this ability is bad.
Yeah.
Now, you think if you're going to be trashing cards, you'd rather just mill them off like noise style?
That's an idea.
Well,
Let's do it. Well, the 50 deck size is kind of thing. Like, so if I'm going to play a runner with a 50 deck size, is she better than Val? And I don't feel like she's better than Val. I think if you're going to go that way, you've got a lot more utility with the bad publicity than you do with this ability.
Yeah, I agree with that. If you're looking for a comparison on the 50 to 50 level, until bad publicity and that second cycle kind of moves out, Val's getting more bang for the buck right now. There's just a bigger card pool that works with her.
Yeah. So, and money's good. Free money every run.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but like if you have Maw in play at the same time as Alice, you get to choose to trigger like the order. So you can say, all right, so Alice triggers first. You trust the card you want that you think you can get rid of. Okay, now Maw triggers, and now you trash a card at random that it's a wild card. You don't know what it's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. I mean, that combo right there, I mean, obviously Maw's her console, right? That seems really strong. You just need to be able to get Ma out early. You just need to be able to capitalize on that. Which means, and the only way her ability triggers is if you run archives.
Yeah, so I mean, I think what I'm hearing is pretty much we're not overly impressed, but we're not under impressed. So I mean, she probably sits
like
average.
I mean, I think average is fine.
Yeah,
I definitely feel like you can build some dedicated decks, and there's probably someone who's going to find a really good way to turn this ability on.
Do you think she's better than Los?
I don't. My gut reaction is no.
Hollis?
Like, yeah, my gut reaction is also no. Because the Corp, like, barring a very few decks, the Corp will res ice, right? I don't know if the Corp has the option to trash whatever card with her ability. If the Corp has the option to trash with the card they want, I feel like Maul is universally better because even if they know a card they want to trash, it's always random. Versus Alice, where it's like, look, I don't really need to use this IPO. I really don't need this ice. I'll trash this piece of ice right now. And if Maul's not in play or the combination of like combo cards aren't there.
Yeah, and it was noted in the chat too. She can't fire Maul on an archives run anyway.
Yeah,
so you can't even double stack the abilities.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean, Los feels way better.
Yeah.
Just I feel like his ability is going to trigger a lot more.
Agreed. Okay, Corey, you're up next for your favorite card right here.
I got it.
And you want to talk about a good transition where you're talking about Val. So
Jameson, everyone else cut out.
Huh?
The what?
Are you going, Corey? Hollis, I think Corey's just technical difficulties. You want to bring in the Mercs?
Yeah, sure. I got you. So the card. Let me get it loaded. I'm gonna butcher this pronunciation completely, but I'm gonna call it Jarek New Mercs. It's a resource clan connection. It's an install cost of 0 with an influence of 2. It says when you install Jarek New Mercs, take 1 tag. Place 3 power counters on Jarek New Mercs and 1 additional power counter for each tag you have. When there are no more power counters left on Jarek New Mercs, trash it. Now, if you haven't done the math yet, it gets 3 counters, and you get a tag when you play the card, so it's going to get 4 counters. It also says the Corp cannot trash Jarek New Mercs while there's another resource installed, and the power counters you put on it have the effect you can spend them to prevent 1 meat damage. So this is basically a Plastic Carapace that's a resource, but even if your opponent trashes other resources, they can't trash it while there's another resource installed. So to an extent, this is almost like a very resilient resource version of a hardware that's going to rotate out of the meta.
Oh hey, I made it.
Oh, welcome back.
Oh, sorry.
You made it.
Oh man, did we miss the really fun
No,
discussion on the mercs?
We're still on. Hollis is talking about it. He just read the card.
Oh my god. Did he read it? Is he sure he read it correctly?
I did read it correctly. So basically what I said was I said that it's a resource, it's a resilient resource version of a card that will rotate called Plastic Carapace.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Oh, cool. So my initial reaction is this card seems insanity to me. My initial idea is like you've given Anarch players an ability to self-tag with a resource that effectively puts itself with a built-in Plascrete. So you get a better enabler for DLR. Plus you can spend the influence for resource protection since they can just play this card to be tagged and then start mill training all over the place. Yeah, this card seems nuts to me. Maybe I'm completely overlooking something. I had to keep rereading the card over and over again because I for sure felt like there had to be some sort of trigger in order to put a tag on yourself. Like, surely this card costs something to be able to play.
Well, the other card that, like, the only other card I can think of that, like, prevents, like, death or, like, me damage is, like, with Garu Defender like this. Garu Defender that prevents, like, that amount of me damage. This, like, Anarch is getting something in faction that doesn't require it. Also, Garu Defender doesn't take money. Isn't it 4 credits?
It's 4. So after he prevents the damage, if you've taken at least 1, you have to pay 4 credits or trash him.
Okay. And this just kind of stays in play. It says, hey, you got to trash another resource and then this card.
Well, you have to trash all the other resources and then.
No, yeah. Wow.
Like, if there's another resource in play, you can't get rid of him.
So I think that I think this one sits obviously really high, and it remains to be seen what's going to be happening with rotation, but Plascrete is on the block. That being said, not taking this into account since Plascrete is available now, this looks like they took a couple good cards and just rolled it into one.
Yeah.
So I mean, what happens when you take a bunch of good cards and roll it into one? I mean, we're almost borderline great.
Yeah.
In the right deck, this is gonna do damage, and we might see a hefty return of some of the brands of DLR. And there is a bunch of DLR still floating around though, right? So it has not gone away, and this might only intensify it.
Yeah, because people love playing against DLR decks. And then you get a card that's just like, hey, do you just want an ability to self-tag and protect yourself from heat damage? Would you like something like that? What if it didn't cost you anything to play?
Yeah, I know, right?
And what if it was just 2 influence?
I was just going to say the influence. The influence count drives me a little crazy, but, I mean...
This is what the die rolled, man.
Yeah.
We know how they do this.
So that being said, where do you guys think, like, obviously to me, I think this is really in the good, at least. Does it tip to great for you guys?
I don't think it tips to great. But I definitely think it's top of good.
Yeah.
It's only got 1 card it's competing with, but I think it's top of good. And I just feel like this card's going to get abused super hard. As long as DLR is legal, DLR is in rotation, this card is just another way to activate that card.
Well,
so,
DLR will rotate, but it's not...
rotation will happen sometime in 2019.
Yeah. No, well, DLR will rotate, but right now it is still a viable option.
What's that?
Well, to me, it's not even just the fact that it's not just the fact that Plascrete rotates out or DLR rotates. Like it's the concept of like the current way that you play DLR decks often is coupled with like account siphon. So if you can sometimes hedge that bet where you're like account siphon, I know you can't scorch me or boom me on the following turn. All right, account siphon again or whatever combination, same old thing, account siphon. I know you can't do it again. So now I got 4 tags. I play this card. This card gets 3 counters plus the 1 for the tag it gives plus 4 more counters. I have 8 counters on this card to prevent me damage, and then other resources in play. So you got to trash all of the resources that are in play, And if you boom me, I can just prevent all of it. Every bit of meat damage you want to do is prevented.
Yeah, you're making them where they have to get money and start chewing through all this stuff. And if you have like a net pavilion out, something like that, you're putting a timer on the corp player that feels like it's really hard for them to catch up to, especially if you've been hitting their economy, and then you're just sitting there at that point, you're just milling them out. You're just like, I don't even care.
I know for thematic reasons and stuff too, like how this card is branded as the Mercs and stuff like that, so it's clan and it falls into that connection stuff. But I do feel that it's even like, even it being double tagged like that, like we haven't seen much interaction with the clan subtype, but there is still stuff out there too that benefits from connections.
Yeah, I mean, it can have better synergy as more and more stuff comes out, and the card can even become crazier.
Right.
I mean, why not? Well, why not?
Yeah, you know, we've seen stuff that we've seen how connections work and what the benefits of running connections and the cards that combo with that.
So Paul put the thing about bringing back All-Seeing Eye in the chat, but I think the correct timing, like, because I think we talked about this earlier, does All-Seeing Eye actually get rid of this?
No.
Because you can't remove it unless it's the last resource in play. And so I think the timing, like, it keeps it. And then if you're playing this in Val, you can just bad pub and clear it anyway. So.
Right. There's a ruling, actually, for All-Seeing Eye. So the question was asked from Boggs. It was, someone asked Boggs. It says, if the corp plays All-Seeing Eye, I'm pronouncing it Jarek New.
Sure.
Jarek New Mercs and another resource are installed. What happens?
I'm pronouncing it J Mercs.
J Mercs.
Yeah. The ruling is that All-Seeing Eye attempts to trash our resource at the same time. Since there's another resource installed, Jarek New Mercs' ability prevents it from being trashed from All-Seeing Eye. So you have to first All-Seeing Eye, and then you have to trash Jarek New Mercs.
Yeah.
That's the order that has to happen.
Seems reasonable.
Yeah.
I guess. Not.
That would be the order. But like, I'm not convinced. Like, the truth is, I'm actually like, while I think this is actually pretty good in like a DLR deck, I'm not 100% convinced that it's always better, like, because it's not always better than Plasticrete while it's still in rotation. Like,
no, and I think that's why it sits on the good side of things. But I mean, when you come down to it, in some decks, especially in Anarch, where they're just going to say like, I'm going tag me style anyway, for some of their other cards that are going tag me, it could be a viable option still.
And if you think about, like, if you get hit with, you know, if you're playing, because I mean, Anarchs tend to play kind of resource heavy sometimes, so they have a lot of them out, and someone hits you with a hard hitting news, and you're like, well, I can't clear it. I guess I'll drop these Mercs, so now I have, 8 meat damage prevention counters, so they can start chewing through all this stuff before they get to me. Or if they like mid-seasons you for an insane amount of tags, and you're just like, I guess I'll gain all these counters. And it's another thing that the corp has to kind of chew through and get to. So it's got some neat interaction from there. But there are situations where it's just really good. It's just a really good card.
Moving on, we've got the criminals now.
Yep. So we're going to go to pretty cool artwork. Maui. Hardware console, install 5, influence 2, +2 MU, and X reoccurring credits. Recurring. Use these credits during runs on HQ. X is a number of pieces of ice protecting HQ. Limit 1 console per player. So what is this? Is this like pheromones? The console?
Yeah, that's where my mind went to right away. I was like, because pheromones will charge based on the number of runs, but it's a virus, right? So it can be purged off.
Yeah, right. Josh, this is your console. You love pheromones. Neat. I know I use the word a lot. I mean, +2, 5 credits for +2 MU. Reoccurring credits in HQ. I mean, it doesn't need to be res dice. It's pieces of ice. So if they install 1, you get 1 reoccurring credit. They sell two recurring credits. So.
Yeah, and I mean, the thing with that too is that it it can't be removed, right?
Well,
but it can fluctuate, right? Like the corp, the corp can install. The corp can choose to trash as many pieces of ice over HQ off an install that they want to, but do they really want to? And also, it is just said there, it's not Desperado. Like, Desperado getting moved off Most Wanted list is just phenomenally, ridiculous again. And then B, this does synergize, or C or D, whatever I'm at. This does synergize with the rest of Criminal's tactics, right? Like, Criminal's going to run HQ. So, I mean, how good are reoccurring credits? I mean, I think that it does have its niche, but, I mean, just like Pheromones. I thought Pheromones had its niche, but I didn't think Pheromones was overpowered.
Or good.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Like, I feel like...
I just don't think... I think this card's too expensive for that ability.
Yep. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. I think if this card was cheaper, it might be worth considering.
I think they're
trying
trying to...
5 is a lot for that ability.
Yeah, but you know what I think they're trying to do is value the... I think they're trying to put a value on a reoccurring credit. Like, how much is a reoccurring credit worth? And even one. They have to... People have to at least ice up HQ. Especially against a criminal.
Right, which you're going to do anyway.
Right? So, I mean, what is the value of one reoccurring credit? Because if someone puts this out, are you, like, how much are you stacking in front of this?
But it's also the value of
to
recurring
boost
credits
this,
on
right?
only one server.
Yeah.
Which is where I think it really hurts this card. Because you're paying this money to play it, and these credits are only good if you're running HQ. And so that's immediately like, oh, obviously I'm a criminal. You already know I'm running HQ. And now I'm playing this, which definitely just go on HQ. And it doesn't let you use that flexibility anywhere else.
Yeah.
You've got so many other consoles that give you a little more flexibility. It's cool artwork, though. Cool artwork.
Yeah, I mean, if it was compared to this and Gauntlet, wouldn't you probably rather have the multi-access, right?
Yeah. I mean, if you're going to have to lock into one, you might as well just be seeing cards and trying to win the game.
Yeah, I mean, 5, both have a cost of 5. Both have 2 MU. I mean, Gauntlet costs 1 less influence.
Like, why can't Desperado be the 5 cost? Like, you feel me? Like, why can't Desperado be the 5 cost console?
Hey,
like,
we could spend like 5 episodes talking about the core set.
You're right.
And why a lot of things.
Yeah, in short, this, like, Desperado existing to me makes this card unplayable. Like, I hate to be that guy, but like, and I know it's in general it's probably bad to always like look at a card in a vacuum and say, all right, because XYZ cards exist, this card's always bad. But like, I will probably never rationalize playing this card over Desperado.
No, I think that's viable, Hollis. I think as long as we're playing inside a game where there's options like that, you have to take it into account. Whether whether it be the Fantasy Flight syndrome of the core set is powerful and there's nothing you can do once it's printed. They won't go back and change it. Or, it's just stupid not to compare everything to Desperado because we have to. It's in the game. It's an option.
Yep.
And especially, it's not like we're saying a card, this console out of faction. This console is in faction. It's blue. It's costing them nothing, right? So.
Yep. Cool.
Like, if you want me to make a hard decision, make this card cost 3, and be like, wait a minute, +1 MU, and then like
+2 MU.
Plus 2 MU, and then the credits are variable based on like board state. okay, now Desperado has like a weird matchup. Because like, I can play Desperado opening hand, not care, but maybe I wait a second, play this instead. Like if you really want me to make that kind of a hard decision, make this the card. Like that is the 3-cost console. Like, in fact, swap them, damn it. This should have been the core card.
Yeah. So, you know, to cut it off from there, I think that this card is just below average, though.
Yeah,
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it'll see much play, but I think it's a below average card.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm cool with
Any
that.
particular spot on the below averages, bottoms?
I'd probably put it like above pushing the envelope.
Okay.
I think so too.
All right. You want to hit the next one?
Got it. Bug out bag. Resource, install X, influence 2. Place X power counters on bug out bag when you install it. If you have no cards in your grip at the end of your turn, draw 1 card for each counter on bug out bag, then trash it.
I do like the art on this card. I think it's a cool little hacker backpack.
Accessorize.
Yeah.
But so I guess what this card is saying is you, oh my god, you spend money, invest counters, and you're like, I have no cards. Now I draw these cards.
Yeah, I don't follow the concept.
I mean,
What is happening? What the hell is this card?
Hollis is puzzled. Hey man, it's everything you need in case of an emergency.
Kill me. Like what? What
if like you just have like Jinteki just wrecks your day, right? And you're like, oh no, I'm at 0 cards. No, it's not. You're just gonna die because you're not playing this card. They're just gonna kill you.
But
like it's yeah.
Wouldn't you? At that point, I'd rather just have a hopper.
Right. I think a hopper is a way better option because you can use the reaction of the trash effect, and you can do it in Geist, so you can get another card. You can refill your whole hand, practically. Bug out bag, like what would be the right amount of credits, right? So if you want to put your hand back to your hand size without having to discard anything, you're going to pay 5 credits for this. You're going to pay 5 credits, and then says you have to then have no cards in hand for you can trigger it, and then put 5 cards back in your hand.
No, that's Garbo.
Yeah, that is Garbo. And then are you going to do a lower, or are you going to put like 2 or 3 credits on this? And then be like, aha, no cards in my hand. Now I played like an awful Diesel. I went the most like longest ass way to get a Diesel as I could.
And if that wasn't so bad enough, like the ruling about how this card works in tandem with like against a card like Best Defense, the X only matters for the time you play the card. After that, it's always assumed that X equals 0 is what my interpretation is here based on this ruling, which means that if I pay 4 or 5 for this card and my opponent runs a Best Defense, if I have no tags, they trash this for 0 because it doesn't actually have a value.
Wah wah.
Yeah, and I mean, you could do this as your last card, right? You just play it as your last card, pump credits, and then draw. So, I mean, that's okay. But, I mean, it's an infection card draw, right? If it's the last card in your hand.
I don't know how many times people plan, like, it's your game plan to run out of cards in your hand. You know, that means you've ran out of options. So I think that this is... I think this is only good... some kind of damage, you know, weird damage prevention. Like, are they really using Mercs and Bug Out Bag? Are they really prepping for the rotation of Plascrete with cards like this?
I mean, I could see it as just like a kind of a card, like, if you have this as like the last card in your hand in Criminal, you could pay like 5, 6, 7. It could be like a burst, you play it, pop it, draw a bunch of cards if you're trying to deep dig for something. You just got to sink a bunch of money into it. So you have to be at that state where you just have a lot of money to try to draw a bunch of cards and then find what you're looking for. There's probably another card that might be really good to work with this. I'm not thinking of right now. But
I mean, saying stim implants.
Yeah, I mean that's actually pretty neat. You could blow up a bunch of cards. God, you're chewing through cards so fast, though, right? She just bleeding out cards. They're just cards. I don't need them.
Hey, that's how the Faust days were, right? And then just levy your deck back up.
Yeah. Anyway, we ready to stamp a. So yeah, there seems like there's some cute tricks you can pull with this, but I just don't think it's going to be a card that's going to be like, oh man, criminal, got to play with your bug out bags. But maybe there is. Maybe like a singleton bug out bag is going to be clutch, right? Just your emergency. I have no other card draw, no other options. There's no other.
Corey?
Yeah,
Card is bad.
Yeah.
Card is bad. I know we're trying. We're trying. We want it to be
I
good.
know, man. I want it to be good.
Because in your head, you're like, I got the dream. I Faust. All cards gone. I'm in. I get the access. Perfect. My turn ends. Draw 5. Like, I'm ready for the following turn. But, like, we're done.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man. I'm going to put it in bad.
All right.
No one?
Give me a next one.
Bottom of bad. Yes. Thank you.
I mean, I do see some of the cool interactions, but yeah, this is the. I mean, these are one of those cards that's just going to be fun to play, but not. You're not going to see it anywhere.
Right. Yeah. All right.
I mean, it could even be terrible.
Yeah. They are. Yeah, artwork, I guess. All right, let's keep moving.
Yeah.
Caris McIntyre. Resource Connection. Install 2, Influence 3. The first time you derez a piece of ice each turn, gain 2 credits.
See, my problem with this kind of card is that it's going to be living in a certain type of deck.
Might that deck be Los?
Yeah. Right. So you've already lost its versatility. So now cards like this, you're dealing in a vacuum.
Yeah, but I mean, I think like my initial impression is this card's probably like average, but it seems like if you're playing Los, of course you're going to play this in a Los deck. It's another way to make money. So you're making money when they're res, and then you're trying to de-res stuff, and then he'll make you money. He's unique, so you can't like stack anything and then trigger a bunch of like res, de-res, money's floating all over the place. But he's a cool card in that deck. Like, you would play him if you're playing Los. I mean, it seems like he makes his money. Granted, he's 2 credits if you pay for it, and then he pays for himself the first time you de-res something, and then
where really else like are you doing de-resing?
I mean, you're just doing it in criminal, and Los is the runner that obviously seems to have you want to do it.
Unless they're trying to do something crazy, I don't know why they would mark this as 3 influence, but maybe there's something down the road that's. Maybe every faction's going to get a D-res, but it's just weird to see that.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I'd put it I think it's like low average, top of the low average, because that's probably the only deck he would work in if he makes your deck slot.
And I think that too. I think that because he's in the vacuum of working with Los, I think he's top of below average.
Yeah. And because he has a quote on his card by a guy named Moth.
Yeah. Hollis, are you okay with that?
I'm gonna let this one slide by. Everybody gets 1.
I don't know if I want to use my pass on this.
No, I don't know. Like the thing is, like specific decks that like specific cards for very specific decks are always really weird because like you don't know. If the meta shifts really heavily to where that's like the god tier thing, you're like, oh my god, this card's busted. But like being unique, you just don't know. Like it would be different if you could stack the card, but you can't.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Balance.
Yeah. Right.
I mean, in the current state of the game too, right? Like it's not like there's ice protecting everything.
Yeah. True.
I mean, you could see it slide even lower, right?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of things where it can impact it, but I think like that's one of those that could potentially have the most potential to move as the game progresses. But I think it's probably a safe spot where we have it right now. Are we ready? We keep rolling?
Yeah.
Daredevil. Oh man, all these consoles. Two consoles, one pack. Hardware console. Install 5.
Consoles,
Influence 1. Yeah.
Oh my
god. Plus 2 MU. The first time you initiate a run, a server protected by 2 or more pieces of ice each turn. Draw 2 cards.
Wow, what specific amounts of 2s is happening in this like fucking card?
Yeah, I almost couldn't get through it. All right, so let me just recap again. 5 to install. Only 1 influence. Plus 2 MU. The first time you initiate a run on a server protected by 2 or more pieces of ice each turn, you draw 2 cards.
This is me drawing. This is what, like, whenever you watch pro players, they draw.
Does this seem like a really funny card in like Snitch or Vladex?
Stop.
Because then you're just like, oh, you have 2 pieces of ice. I'm gonna snitch. I've initiated a run. I'm gonna draw 2 cards. I'm out, and it gives you plus 2 MU. That's cute, right? Isn't that cute? Doesn't that seem neat? Snitch, draw cards. No, no one else thinks that's cute.
Yeah,
no,
you don't like that?
I'll give it to you.
No,
I'll give it to you. But is 5? Is 5 the new console cost? Like, is that the new standard? Like, are they afraid to do anything up and down from that?
Yeah, man, Modded's gonna get its value, all right.
Yeah.
You go. So.
But you know, that being said, okay, so if it is 5 cost, okay. 1 influence is obviously great for versatility.
Yeah.
2 memory slots.
2 MU, not bad.
The only thing holding it back a little bit is you're not really controlling the on and off switch of this.
Correct. I mean, it's not like automatically doing an ability, but its ability fires as soon as you initiate the run.
Yeah, but I'm saying that if you're really using your mulligan to get this set up, or you know, you come across this early in the game, well, maybe, you know, the corp just has like R&D and HQ single iced up.
Yeah.
Right, and then you're waiting, right? Like I'm saying, like you're not controlling turning this ability on.
Yeah.
And then maybe where you want to go doesn't get double iced up. I mean, that being said, then you're still winning the game anyway, because we should be able to get into a single ice server eventually.
Right, because you're Shaper.
Yeah. Right.
Allegedly.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's only 1 influence. Who knows? You can be anybody.
Like, I feel like in the current meta, okay, boys. I feel like in the current meta, like if the opponent is going horizontal, Astrolab is probably better all the time, because the clicks don't require you to like actually make runs on ice,
and it's cheap.
Yeah, and it's really cheap. It only costs 1. There's like barely any tempo hit, like if at all, right? Whereas like this is a pretty big tempo hit, and though you do get plus 2 MU. The question you have to ask yourself is, like, in a Shaper deck, normally are plus 2 MU required. Like, even in stealth decks, most of the time you're going to find yourself only using, like, your 3 main breakers and then, like, 2 cloak or whatever, or what have you. Or breakers and a clod and something. Like, it's pretty rare you'll need the actual full 6 MU. So, and then you have to go a step further. Okay, so now that I have this ability to draw, do I really need it? I don't know. It's in faction with the faction that has the Diesel, the Quality Times, the Beth Kilrang Chang. Like, Shaper has a ton of tools available for them to draw cards automatically. Or draw cards efficiently, excuse me. And so, like, as a result, I'm not really certain if you need this console to be able to do that. And, as someone mentioned, it's in the same faction as Ubax. Which also just says, start your turn, draw 2 cards. Right? Or is it 1 card?
1 card.
So, yeah, So Ubax, start your turn, off click, just draw 1 card. No clickers required to be spent. You just get the card. I don't know. I don't think I like it at all. But that's me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think it's nice because I think it builds on you know those olden days where you have so many cards, like you have Desperado, security testing, John Masanori, like where you're just doing click compression, and I think it works off that, right? Like all you got to do is put this down, and I think people eventually are gonna be icing up where you need to go, like their centrals. So from that point on, you're just collecting cards. You're accelerating, and even if you have those draw mechanics, I mean, drawing a card game is not bad.
Right. True.
And so I just think that this opens up different options, and not just necessarily in faction. I think the one influence builds very well out of faction.
Yeah, I mean, I think to be honest, it might even be a better out of faction console than it would be in Shaper.
Yeah.
Man,
like
what if you did this in like a blackmail? And you're just like, I want to blackmail you. Oh, how much ice do you have on that server? I want to draw cards. Oh, that's a stupid card. Just thinking of the dumb things you could do. But I do agree that it is kind of taking some abilities and other cards, like you'd have to stack like Patron and stuff like that, and it's kind of condensing it into one. So now you have another way to get MU, and now it has a built-in card draw ability if you're able to trigger it. I think the thing is like Ubax was like automatic card draw, and we didn't really rate that console that high. So this is more card draw technically, but you have to do the initiation with this condition set up.
I mean,
yeah.
I think what makes this, I do think what makes this better is what you mentioned earlier, with it being one influence. It's a lot more flexible.
Yeah, I like it. I like it in above average, off the top.
I don't like it that high. I think either average to below average is where my gut. Hollis, you're muted, buddy.
I think it's below average for sure.
All right, so that means it's going to sit in average then.
Average, yeah. All right.
Is there a spot in average you want to tuck this, other than the bottom of it?
I mean, I think bottom's where it would go if it was two below averages and above.
Oh, jeez, you guys killing me.
Oh, jeez. Oh, guys.
Guys.
All right, here we go.
Mass driver.
Mass driver. Program, icebreaker, decoder, install 8. Jesus. Mem 2, strength 1, influence 3. Whenever you use mass driver to break all subroutines on a piece of ice during a single encounter, the first 3 subroutines on the next piece of ice you encounter do not resolve. 2 credits, break a code gate subroutine. 1 credit plus 1 strength.
God.
So this is so what they're trying to say is if you just wanted to give Kit a really cool breaker to just be able, even if you double ice the server, she could murder the outside and still chew through the one interior, you got it.
Sure.
But
it's 8 to install. 2 MU.
God.
2 MU definitely does hurt it, and I want to compare it to Torch, right? Like, you think you're still better off with Torch?
I mean, Torch isn't nuking the piece of ice behind it.
No, but I mean, it's starting with a base strength of 4. It's only 1. I mean, it's 9 to install, but
what if you hit a chum with this?
Yeah. I mean, like my issue, man, I don't know, bro. Like,
I mean,
right.
So I see what they wanted to do with this card. All right, I absolutely see it. Like I said, I feel like it's like immediately like, hey, here's more tools for Kit. Kit's cool. We all love Kit. Kit's great. High five, Kit. look at that dot, Kit, you're awesome. But it's like, and I think there had to be that balance, right? So it has to be like ludicrously expensive, because that's what I feel like it is. I think it's ludicrously expensive.
Yep.
But it's another option.
And you're
if you want to play with.
breaking 2 credits to break a subroutine.
But technically, if there's other ice, you're kind of breaking the subs on the ice you're encountering and the ice past it.
Yeah, but now you're always saying like it's the same thing as before. Like, right, to turn on this ability is out of your control. So if this is your code gate breaker and you go, searching for it, or you have to get it in play somehow, and they don't have something behind it, well then, where's the value?
I mean, obviously you have Gordian Blade as your backup. God, Jameson, jeez, man, God, Cyber Cipher, you're in there, man.
Oh yeah, what are you gonna say? Alpha and Omega me now?
I will never say that. Don't worry.
Like I think with this, even if you want to say that this is viable in kit, I think it's the same as what we're looking at is a card in a vacuum that won't be used anywhere else until maybe in one person. I mean, this is still on the bottom side of the scale. I mean, I still think I would rather have Torch as a high cost decoder over this program right now.
Yeah. I think it's a below average card.
You don't even think it's lower than below average?
I mean, I think it's probably the bottom of below average. I think, like, in that instance, it'll be played, and that's kind of, I think, for the purpose it was designed for, which obviously seems like you want to play this in kit, it's not terrible. I definitely don't think it should be your primary, like, what you build the game plan around, but it's another option you have. It's just another tool in her toolbox that isn't toolbox.
Hollis, you got anything there?
No. Like, I don't. Like, pretty much, like, I feel like the card is nigh unplayable if you're not Kit.
Yeah.
You have to be Kit. Because, I mean, otherwise the card's countered too easily. Kit's the only way you can play this card and just straight up not be countered. Because even if they play Enigma, or whatever the code gate is on the outside, which, of course, is what you did with Kit, right? Like, when you played against Kit, you would always place the code gate on the outside, so their Kit's ability was blank. So this card says, sure, you blank my ability in this case, but I still get past next piece of ice. Or whatever. This says, okay, so it's a Eli, or it's a, I don't know, it's Fairchild 3. I'll pay the right money to break Fairchild 3. But it's so expensive, even at 8 costs. Like, it's 1 credit for 1 strength, 2 credits to break a code gate subroutine. Like, this is actually extremely... Like, if your opponent put a Fairchild 3 at the end of the server, Fairchild 3 is what, 5 or 6 strength? Is it 5?
I think
for
it's
6.
5.
So they're gonna pay they're gonna pay 4, and then it has 3 subs, and they're gonna pay 4 more. They're gonna pay 8 credits. So they pay 8.
I'm sorry. You want to try that math again?
Wait, did I mess that up? It's 2 credits. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's 4, 2, 4, 6. Right, it's 10 credits. So like they pay 10 credits to break that Fairchild 3, and then the next piece of ice, they automatically let the first 3 subroutines like resolve. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you break this down in an average game, you basically have probably paid more to get past the Fairchild 3 and to break the following piece of ice behind it. Probably. Or at the very least, you probably broke even at best.
But that seems fair for a card that's technically cheating it.
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know.
I still think this is definitely.
That's pretty.
I'm fine with it going. We can go to bad. I'll take it to bad. You've convinced me. It didn't take much.
Pretty.
All right. All right, you ready to get on to the corp cards? You ready to
Yep.
jump on over to where the party is?
I
Well,
do.
the corp
I
cards?
do.
With this really weird piece of art that seems kind of out of place.
But you know what,
anyway,
though, is that I really
Ooh.
do think, again, like I stressed off the top, I really think that you guys need to give me a little on adaptive barrier.
Okay, you got it. Go up one. I see.
Adaptive?
It's like a 3 of now. I've just never had it rezzed against me, so I don't know. I can't speak from experience because it's never made it.
Yeah, win.
You made it.
All right, we ready? We're ready for the Roroid Tracker.
Yeah.
He's got roids. He's ready for
Wow.
war.
Whoa.
All right.
What is he really good for?
Absolutely nothing.
Oh yeah, you had that.
Upgrade Bioroid Res 2 Trash 4 Influence 2. It's a Bioroid upgrade. Get ready. You can trigger ID abilities off of it. Architects. Whenever the runner trashes one or more cards in or protecting this server, including the Superroid Tracker, trace 4. If successful, the runner must trash 2 of his or her installed cards. Yep. Hollis, how's this card make you feel?
What?
You young.
Whenever the runner trashes one or more cards in or protecting the server, including Roroid Tracker,
Roroid.
trace 4.
So
So
if
they
they
have to
trash
like.
cards in or protecting the server. So if they trash your ice in front of the server, right? The tracker's like, yo, trace 4. I'm coming to get your cards.
I don't know. Like, I think this card would be better if it wasn't a trace.
Well, yeah, Hollis, thanks. Thanks.
Well, okay, right. But what? Sorry. What I mean by that is that, like, I feel
slow
like,
clap that up there.
yeah.
Tell me
what I mean
more.
What I mean by that, when I think about the available credits you have on the corp side and what you want to spend your money on, like, I'm not confident that
Trace
you're
4's
going
a pretty
to.
high starting trace.
Yeah, trace 4 is not bad, but the runner gets to choose.
Yeah, but
And that
it's
makes it a
installed
lot
cards.
worse. That makes it a lot worse. Also, the
But-
card costs 2 to res, so it's really like you pay 6
Whoa.
to start this.
But what if you're playing Architects, and then they pass that Bioroid, and you're like, free Roroid Tracker, I got this. No? You're not convinced?
No.
I don't know, man. I don't think the card's bad, because it's a way to protect you a little bit from trashing ice. Because he'll fire if they trash ice, so the runner has to be like, I'm going to kill this, and then I need to be able to protect myself
Does
from
it
this tracker.
does it trigger off itself?
Yes,
Then it's
including the Roroid
It's immediately
Tracker.
better. It's immediately better. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed that. If it triggers
And
off
it's,
itself,
4 to trash, so I don't mean it's pretty. I don't think this card's bad. I mean, I think it's something that makes the runner they have to think about it. An early game, right? That could be really good if you're able to somehow fire it and take out their breaker, or put it in the position where they have to get rid of something they don't want to.
yeah.
I don't think it's bad.
No, I mean, I think that if you look at, you know, a card that's being mentioned down here in the ruling section, is it? No, Ash isn't even there.
Yeah. Does Roroid Tracker installed in the root of R&D trigger when the runner uses Keyhole to trash a card?
Oh, yes.
Oh.
If Roroid Tracker and Adonis campaign are installed in the same server and the runner makes a run and trashes both cards while accessing them, how many times does the tracker trigger? The runner accesses card remotes over one at a time in the order of their choice. If the campaign is accessed and trashed first, both trash events will trigger Roroid Tracker. If Roroid Tracker is accessed and trashed first, it will trigger once for itself, and then it will not trigger for Adonis campaign because the ability is no longer active. Wait, what? What? How's that even a thing?
Well, anyway, I think if you
Yeah.
look at,
Yeah.
I think again, what they're trying to do here is look at cards that were needed and are getting rotated out. And so after when Ash does leave us, you're looking at a card that has almost relatively the same stats but different ability, right? Ash res for 2, this is res for 2. Ash was a trash of 3, this is a trash of 4. The same goes for it as a trace of 4 on each.
Yeah, but
one.
as Abram mentioned, it is almost like practically an 8 trash upgrade, because you also want to be able to beat the trace when you get rid of it, otherwise you're going to lose cards. unless you're in a position where you've got stuff you can pick and you're not worried about them going away. I mean, seems pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's definitely a good card. I think it sits there. Even if you are playing it too with Ash, right? Two influence, very very pullable out of faction.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, I mean, I think I would put it in either like above average or like bottom of good.
Yeah, I think it needs to sit as bottom of good.
Cool. Hollis, what's your thoughts?
I'm gonna refrain from an opinion. I'm gonna let you guys have this one.
Do we have? See. Okay.
We're gonna see how this card pans out.
Yeah, man, we're gonna see what happens.
For some reason, I'm apprehensive about this card. I'm not sure why. I'm pretty apprehensive. Hey, man,
I want this tracker to follow you, Hollis. I want him to find you. It's weird artwork. It's really weird artwork. It feels out of place. Anyway, let's keep rolling. You ready?
Hey, if this is a Biroid, does it trigger off other weird Biroid interaction?
What, that tracker?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Biroid. So he would trigger off architects. Like you could res him for free if they pass a piece of Biroid ice.
See?
Just saying.
That's cool.
Correct. Yeah, it's cool. All right, here we go. Next card.
Yeah.
Loki. Unique. Ice Bioroid. Res 6. Strength 3. Influence 5. When the runner encounters Loki, choose another res piece of ice. Until the end of the run, Loki gains the subtypes of that ice and the subroutines of that ice before all Loki's other subroutines. In the run, unless the runner shuffles his or her grip into the stack.
Rude?
Yeah. So, he is currently just a Bioroid. That's his only thing. So, you could res him, and he just has that one ability that just hits the runner and makes them put their cards into their stack. He doesn't have any subtype or anything like that. Or then when you start resing other stuff, then he starts getting their abilities, but then being able to gain their subroutines.
I mean, I do like the kind of comparison you can make to Mother Goddess. Like I did like Mother Goddess that way. That if as the mystic, if it was the only one on the board, it gave you a hard time.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is interesting.
So look at this, okay? I don't know. Like, if you hit this early, that's really obnoxious, right?
Tell me before you start to listen to your argument. I don't want to try and read between the lines. Are you arguing it? Where are you trying to place this? Above or below?
I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's below. I'm not even sure if it's above though. I mean, it kind of feels to me like 3 strength. Okay, so it's 3 strength. So there's some ice synergies that can immediately like not be great, right? So if he's like code gated for whatever reason, everything on him is yoggable. Problem. But you get to choose the ice that he gains the subroutine and the ice type. So there's some interesting things here, right? Like, so you're playing this in HB because you have to, because it's 5 influence. So think of some other HB ice. So like if you resed him and then there was a Fairchild, and then he's like, well, Fairchild's code gate. He's yogged. Okay, so what's another one? So Eli. So he's got 2 in the runs and then a shuffle. Strength 3. Okay. What else are you picking? What else are you picking to try to get this ability to work? Hollis, you're playing Moon, right? What other ice do you have that would work off of this?
Fairchild 3s.
Nope, stop. Code gate.
Oh.
Yeah, strength 3.
Rip.
Strength 3. Rip.
Rip.
Try again.
Itchy 1.
Okay. Ichi-1. He's a Sentry, Strength 3.
Rip.
Try again. Try again.
Eli.
What about all your data mines?
There you go. And that's where we're back with Eli.
Eli. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, if he doesn't ever gain a subtype, like early game, where he's like the one thing, and you can hit the runner with that, that's cool, right? That's a tempo hit. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But past that, I feel like he's really expensive for his strength. So.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. You're saying it's that early game surprise, like
yeah,
beat it down kind of thing.
Yeah.
I see that.
So,
it's very misleading, these cards that have full influence, though, huh? Like, you always think that something with this much power should just be off
if
the
you
chart,
started playing this, if you started playing this with next dice, right? And so the barrier next gains all those extra subroutines. Correct?
Yeah.
And he gains all the subtypes of that ice and the subroutines of that ice. So he could be an interesting piece with next. Do we just lose Hollis?
Yeah, he just ran to the bathroom.
Oh, cool. Spoiler.
Spoiler. I don't know why he shut his camera off.
Yeah, I know. We're not watching, man. It's not like the Truman Show. So I mean, he could be interesting. It could be an interesting thing to play with next.
Yeah.
And that might be like the best thing to play it with. Because he could be another thing to gain the next subtype, the trigger. And if you do say like the barrier, because the barrier is the one that gains all the subroutines based on all the next dice. And then Loki's just like, hey, I'm also going to gain all those subroutines, but on top of my stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, if you're not doing that, this by itself is just, potential and the run.
I mean, by itself, it's not even in the run, right?
And the run, unless the runner shuffles his or her grip. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. But yeah, unless they do that, yeah. So. Yeah, so I mean, I guess that's my opinion. Like, I feel like maybe in next you can see some neat synergy if I'm looking at this right.
Mm.
But I don't think it gets played in like regular HB.
No. So, you floated at the average mark?
I think average is fine. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's great.
No. Whereabouts?
I think probably below self-adapting.
Code wall? Yeah, that's where I was going to kind of looking.
Cool. I think that's about right. Cool.
All right. We got...
Oh, man. I've been waiting.
Yeah, I knew.
It's the Obokata Protocol. Sweet. This is an agenda, ambush, 5 to advance, 3 agenda points. As an additional cost to steal Obokata Protocol, the runner must suffer 4 net damage. Yes. Pete, fantastic. Fantastic category.
Yeah.
I know the common things would be like, oh, you can film critic it. It's easy to take off a film critic. But you know what? If you're playing this in like with a bunch of like net damage cards and things like that, you can try to overload the film critic or just focus on getting rid of the film critic. If you don't have a film critic, you're going to hate seeing this card.
Yeah.
And then there's some decks like PE, which is pretty much asking the question of, can you suffer 5 net damage to take this card? And then if there's like a Musashi that's sitting on, it's just like, can you take 7 net damage to take this card? I don't have a House of Knives scored. Can you take 8 net damage to take this card? So
this is a really good 5/3. This is this is way up there. I don't really have anything else to pump and say along the lines of how good it is. Top tier for me. Yeah,
I mean, I think it's a great alternative if you don't want to do the Psy game, Future Perfect. You want another really awesome 5/3 from Jinteki.
It's well balanced, right? 5/3 for 4 net. I mean, if you're gonna film critic, come with it. You know?
Yeah. So, I would immediately chuck that bad boy in great.
Yeah, at the top of the top for me.
Top of great. Tippy top.
Hollis?
Tippy top.
Yeah, I think it's either great or top of good, in my opinion.
Okay, we'll take your first one.
I mean, yeah, it's fucking for me, like net damage, like it's so good.
Yeah, Jinteki has been drooling for this for a long time.
I mean, even if that's like an early game, like if the runner just like top decks you, and that's like the 3-point agenda they top deck, and they don't have at that point you're just like, okay, cool, man. You want to take 4 net damage?
Yeah.
I'm playing PE. You want to take 5? Do you want to lose your whole hand?
Yeah.
Do you have your whole hand to lose right now?
Yeah.
Cool, man. There you go. You got 3 points. Neural.
All right, biggity bang. Let's go. We got a Kogate next. Kogate in Jinteki. Imagine that.
What? Mirage, whatever.
Yeah.
Ice, Codegate, Deflector, Res 2, Strength 0, Influence 2, Sound Effects. If the runner breaks the printed subroutine on Mirage, whatever, he or she is now running on Archives instead of passing Mirage and approaches the outermost ice.
I love that. If the runner breaks the printed subroutine. Right?
Yeah. Clarification. Don't add any subroutine jank to this.
Yeah.
And then you de-res Mirage. If they let the subroutine fire, the corp may draw 1 card, then shuffle 1 card from HQ into R&D. Yep.
That's neat. It's pretty cool, actually, I think.
It's cute.
Not sure if it'll be great, but I mean, it's a very like to me what sells this card, even if I don't really think it's amazing necessarily, is the fact that it's so it does cost 2, but it's like it's definitely it's very focused, right? It's like, all right, so are you gonna break this? Okay, well you're running over here now. Doesn't matter. You broke it, you're running over here. You don't break it, that's cool. I'm taking this agenda, we're shuffling back. Next.
Yeah.
To me, it feels like the ice, similar to other ice we've seen this positional though. It feels like it's definitely ice you put on HQ, because you want your opponent to be forced to make that hard decision. Okay, you're running HQ, so you're gonna get in. If you're not gonna break it, you're gonna get in. But I want to make sure I can take the agendas or whatever the other cards are in HQ I want to protect and shuffle them back before you get there.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that strength 0 makes it where it's easily broken, but it does have that drawback if they break it. And if you're playing something with Archives hate, right?
Yeah.
The thing is, they can still jack out. There's nothing that's keeping them from jacking out of the run. So you can move to Archives and they can just be like, I'm done, I'm ending the run, whatever. I'm not encountering any of your shocks and BS in the Archives, whatever. And then I'll just come back again. And they can sit there and keep hitting you if you're going to keep resing the Mirage. Or they just let the ability fire. It's I mean, it looks obnoxious.
Yeah.
So
I really like it.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this is one of the few deflectors that are actually really good. Bullfrog, Cell Portal, Mind Game, blah blah blah. We saw heavy play before of Susano, but that was crazy expensive, right? But she did the same thing. She deflected you over to Archives, but then you couldn't jack out when you encountered that piece of ice.
Right, because it is an approach. So if there's an ice there,
yeah.
But if there's no ice there,
no, I'm just saying Suzanne moved the runner over, and the runner cannot jack out until he or she has encountered that piece of ice, right? But I'm saying it was a 9/7, right? This one,
yeah, that's true.
This one here, I just like it a lot. It's just doing its thing, right? So you have a subroutine there, and it says if the runner breaks the printed subroutine, he or she is now running on Archives instead. So basically, that subroutine has to fire every time. So basically, you're getting your draw.
Yeah.
And then
you don't even have to take the draw. You can just use it to get cards out of your hand.
So you may draw, right? Then shuffle one card back into R&D. I think this is really good.
Hollis, what's your thought?
I'll put above average.
I will go with above average on this.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, obviously, I'm not winning. I'm not winning any
green.
battles, but
it's in the green. It's in the green. You're getting there. All right.
Like, I think if I may, like, what's ridiculous about this card, though? Sorry, like this is actually bothering me about this card, Jameson. Like, there's not a good way. Like, what do? You feel me? Like, so if they break the subroutine, they run archives.
Yeah.
So what this means is all the attention now is placed on versus like this deck versus the deck that plays this card, Shinteki. Like, the attention's on R&D. But that's where all the bad shit is.
Oh, you're telling me that Omar breaks this?
Well, no. No. Well, I don't know. But like that's where the snares are. That's where the shocks are. Like, that's where all the cards that you don't want them to touch are located.
Mostly just the shocks.
Well,
yeah.
But like to me, that's what's unique about this is that it kind of forces the game plan of the runner to say, I guess I'm focusing on R&D maybe this turn, because by breaking this, I let you shuffle the agenda that you had in your hand back into your discard pile or any number of things.
Oh, I thought you were saying the R&D. Never mind. You're good. You're good.
But not breaking. Sorry.
You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. We ready?
Yeah.
No, it's a good point, Hollis. I agree with you on that.
So you're saying that you don't want to put cards back in?
No, I'm sorry. What I was saying is that, like, the way the card works, it says, okay, so you broke off you broke the printed subroutine. Well, you're not running on archives. There's no prevention for that versus a bypass ability.
Right.
So you broke the sub. You're in archives now, which may prove fruitless. Okay, you don't break the sub. Well, now HQ doesn't have the agenda that you wanted to score. So you're now limited in, like, the vectors of attack with this card. You got to go R&D now. But that's where all the bad shit is. Like, that's where the shock is. That's where the snare is.
Yes.
I mean, that's where Jinteki wants you to play. They want you to roll the dice on R&D.
So then, doesn't that argument say, like,
here it goes?
It's better.
Yeah. Sorry.
Didn't you just write? You just wrote the playbook for me right there.
Like, I still think I want it above average, but I think I want it a little higher. Like, hold on, where is it right now in above average?
So he's got it on the bottom.
I think I want it higher. I think I want it above signal jamming.
It's under Obokata Protocol.
You know what, though, man? You can keep telling me you want it higher and higher, and I'll move it to however high you want this to go.
I do think I want it above signal jamming. I do think so. But I could be way off, but, like, this seems so annoying. Because like okay, it dies from parasite. Like you parasited, it dies.
Yeah.
But what, like, hello? It's really annoying. Like, you have to go R&D.
And I agree. And I think it's like in line with what Yagura was when it came out, right? Just an awesome little piece of cheap Jinteki ice, you know, that wasn't really super destructive, but it did its thing. And that was a 1-0, right? This is a 2-0. But this,
I dig this.
This is people going to be underestimating this one here. This is versatile.
Okay, we ready?
Yeah, but you noted that.
I did.
Okay.
Noted.
All right. As long as
versatility. I was reading some of the user comments too.
As long as you note it.
Some good ones. All right. Respect. Shipment for Tennin. Oh man, Tennin learned how to use mail order. Operation cost 2, influence 3. Play only if the runner did not make a successful run during his or her last turn.
Damn it, Tennin! You can't break your main rule.
Yeah. Place 2 advancement tokens on 1 card. So, I mean, if they don't run, then you can score a 3-2 out of hand. There you go, Hollis. They did it. 2 credits, 3-2. You're not paying any more than the advancement.
No,
They're
but
just
you just
damn.
basically get to do it in one turn.
Correct. I think it gives Tennin decks another tool other than Trick of Light.
I mean,
But think about
it could be used in
Hollis,
other
you're
places
muted.
too.
You're muted, Hollis. Stop it, man. You're killing me, bro.
I can tell what you said there. I'm a good lip reader.
Okay, so, and we also know Trick of Light's rotating out because that Trick of Light came in the first data pack, or sorry, first cycle. Excuse me.
Yeah.
There you go, man. There you go.
So this is not a horrible replacement because we all know Advanceable Ice and Advanceable Traps didn't really pan out the way FFG had hoped they would. But I also feel like the current meta is very like.
And keep in mind,
I don't know.
It's a successful run. It's a successful run.
Yeah.
So it's a little different than they have to make a successful run in order to not allow you to use this card.
And plus, knowing that we have cards, knowing that we have oh god, what is the name of it? It's we just saw it Obokata Protocol, and Snare and Shock. The runner may rationalize, okay, maybe I don't want to run. Maybe this is not the turn for. I have 3 cards in hand. This is not the turn to run versus Shinteiki. Maybe I say draw, gain some money, something else. This is not a running turn. In which case, this seems to stand out very much.
I mean, couldn't you, in theory, if they don't make a run and you have a face down Ronin, then do click 1, Shipment, click 2, Shipment, fire Ronin, click 3?
You could do that, yes. Yes. You could also do, if they don't run, if you have a 5-3 GFI, you could equally go advance 2, advance 1, score, and they're like, what are you doing?
Yeah. If you're just playing Shell Game and you're just installing a bunch of stuff, and then they're like, I'm not checking any of this. Go F yourself. And you're like, okay, I'll score this 5-3.
Pretty cool. Pretty cool stuff.
I mean, because it's Shipment from Tennin, obviously it has to be the tied in with the did not make a successful run. But I just it would probably be too powerful if it wasn't there, right? If it was just a straight.
Correct. Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Insanity.
But I mean,
its cost is great, right? Because you're spending the 2 credits you would spend doing the advance anyway.
Yeah, but it's just the click compression on it, doing it at 1 turn.
Yeah.
The other thing is that, do you see this anywhere? Do you see it getting pulled out of faction?
3 influence makes it pretty pricey.
Yeah,
to get pulled out of faction.
But everyone else kind of has their things, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. I mean, who knows? I think this card is cool, and I think it has some really good potential.
I do as well, and that's why. That's why I definitely think it's in the positives. I want to really move it higher, but I think realistically speaking, it's just average.
Yeah, I kind of feel like above average is where I would push it.
And I don't know if what's holding me down is that if people have seen the way that I've run Shinteiki decks in the past, and I'm running on very slim very slim ice count.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if this is just for me, is that I feel like usually my motto is I'm letting the runner run. So it's going to be it's gonna be a turn on the runner side where they have to either do something where I've been holding this card and they get tripped up by damage and they have to use a turn to recover, and then I'm like, ooh, my window, and then I hope that I'm set up by then. I hope that I have that agenda in either my hand that I can, fast advance out, or I have an agenda that I'm bluffing on the board, and I can tap it out then. But I
Yeah.
just feel to have that window, and then to also rely on that's the turn that they have made their run. I mean, does it work anywhere else? Like,
I mean,
you play this.
mention
Are you going to
Polana.
play this in Polana?
Polana Glacier, if
Yeah.
you've got Caprice up, yeah,
Yeah.
that seems solid.
Right? What about
So-
in Ag? I mean, maybe you can do some weird ice bouncing and stop a run.
Yeah.
So maybe
I mean,
maybe
it's got potential.
Okay.
I'm an above average fan.
okay. Hollis.
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 What's your call on this? Hollis. God.
I'm gonna go with good.
He's going good.
I'm going
Damn.
Didn't see that coming.
Well, the history of the game has shown that cards that allow you to like place multiple advancements on a card as one action tend to be good. Like that has been in the history of this game. Bodic Labor, good. Shipment from Sansan, good. Like the weird exceptions are like the cards that require like very specific card choices. Like so, example like.
What's that? Is it O2 shortage?
Oh God, please no. No. But like, but Trick of Light was probably average. But like that was because you had to have cards that were advanceable, and then you could utilize Trick of Light. This is not Trick of Light. This is pay 2 credits, 2 advancements, go. I think this card's good.
Yeah, I like it better than
Yeah.
Trick of Light.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
And then it was like Patrick mentioned RP ELP decks. It's
Yeah,
been like, rip my life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's good.
There you go, Jameson. You can drop it where you feel it lies. We've gone 3 different options.
I think that means it sits like currently at the top of above average.
Cool. I think that's a fair assessment.
Okay, what
Man.
do we got
I'll-
next?
All right, here we go. Escalate Vitriol.
Tennin is like the Amazon, I guess,
Yeah.
of the future. Amazon
Agenda
is like
Initiative. Advance 4, score 2. As a click action, gain 1 credit for each tag the runner has. Use this ability only once per turn. So the obvious synergy with this card is if the runner goes heavy tag me, or you mid-seasons them for a crap load, and you have this scored, you can click and get all that money back.
if you have
It's-
that scored.
If you have that scored. But I mean, or if the runner has that scored, and you had this really cool way to say like, hey, what's mine is yours and yours is mine.
Oh, exchange of information that?
Yeah, so, and then you spend the click and gain all this money back. And then you're just like, thanks, runner. High five.
You know, this is the one that does me the most injustice, where I've stared at it wondering if it's good or if it's not, if it fits into NBN. As a 4-2, I'm like
4-2.
I really have a hard time seeing the agenda compositions break down of.
So if you ran this in like Psycho Beal, like mid-seasons, I mean, all it is like another trick to try to make all your money back. If you're going to play the deck where you're going to sink everything into the mid-seasons and super tag the runner, this is a card that can immediately recover your economy for 1 click.
But then you're trying to, like, you know, is it like, are you putting it in there just to say, oh, if I get this scored, then it's a bonus, or are you putting it in there to say like, I have to get this scored because I want that stuff back? Like, you know what I mean?
Or you want the runner to get it scored.
Yeah, but then why don't you just keep the original compo?
So what if you bait this and the runner takes it, and then your turn, you're like mid-seasons, exchange, gain all my money back. But that's like the perfect scenario of utility on this card. But you can spend that click every turn. So then on your next turn, you could spend a click, gain a ton of money, and then just like psycho beal everything you want, like right out. I mean, the thing is unlike stuff like Explodapalooza, which is triggers, and like NAPD, which is triggers, this card needs like combo pieces to really turn itself on, and I think that's what makes it difficult to play with. It's cool. I think it's a fun deck for people who want to try to play really fun combo-y stuff, and they want to try to make this work. It's a neat card that when you get it off and you're just like making insane amounts of money, that feels awesome, right? But it's not consistent. Doesn't feel like it's consistent.
I thought Hollis was moving in close for to whisper sweet nothings into the microphone there, like.
Oh, you thought it was Tom? Yeah. No. So yeah, I think this card's actually bad.
I'm
not gonna go bad. I'm gonna go bottom of below average.
That's. I was thinking below average. I can't. Yeah.
It's knowing that it's number one. It's a 4/2. Like in the existing current available cards for all NBN decks, like they can probably still all run the 1x Astro, the 3x Bill. And so now you're like, okay, so we're and then of course they have the 2 or 3x breaking news. So you're like, all right, so like I'm gonna have anywhere between 18 to 21 agenda points. So the 1 Astro, the 3x Bill, the 2 to 3x breaking news, that leaves me with only a handful of agendas left to pick from. And I don't think I would choose the Escalate Vitriol as.
Well, hey Hollis, if you thought Escalate Vitriol was bad, wait till we get to the next agenda.
I'm excited.
Re-education, agenda initiative, advance 5, score 3. When you score re-education,
are we on that then?
We're on it.
Okay.
We're on it. We're getting in there, man. We're doing this. Add any number of cards from HQ to the bottom of R&D and draw that many cards.
What?
The runner randomly adds the same number of cards from his or her grip to the bottom of the stack if able.
What? Why?
Isn't
like 5/3s are already hard. 5/3s are already hard enough in this faction. Why would you give the runner a bit?
Isn't this the ability you want to fire when you score 5/3?
Hurry up and put this card under terrible. What are we doing? Hurry up! Like, why are we even discussing this? This card was automatically terrible. Okay, I'm gonna say something right now. YouTube, anyone watching YouTube right now, if you do not think this card is terrible, I want you to comment, and I want you to know that I'm probably gonna send you a Facebook message telling you that you're wrong. Okay, I'm not gonna do that, but.
He's going to send you a Facebook message with an eggplant emoji.
With an eggplant emoji with the water squirt afterward. With the splash emoji afterward. Like, it doesn't make that, like, this is actually terrible agenda. Like, this, to me.
I can tell you right now that you do not want Hollis to start sending you emojis.
You do not want me to send you emojis. You do not want this.
I have to put his emojis into Google Translate because I have no idea what he's talking about half the time. And Google don't know either. And when Google
it says back question marks.
Yeah, it's like what? I don't know, man. I mean, is there like? Is there an upside? Is there?
Let's play this scenario out. I have scored this agenda. I have 4 cards.
Are you playing this scenario after rotation?
Oh my god! Let's do it before rotation.
Okay.
I've scored this.
So
I have 4 cards in hand. I want to take these cards and put them in the bottom of our... So let's say like I have an agenda, and I'm like, oh no, I don't want this in my hand. It's going to the bottom of R&D. But since I did that, I have to draw a card. And then I'm like, runner, you have to randomly add 1 card to the bottom of your stack. Got him.
Like, what? Okay, I'll say this. This card, I don't think I would play even without the runner. Sorry. Even if you took away the runner benefit, I wouldn't play this. I wouldn't play this as a 5/3.
The runner benefit.
Because it is a runner benefit, right? Like,
they get to add random cards to the bottom of its grip.
No, even if you took away the runner benefit, I would still not play this card. Hold on, let me go one step further with this card.
What do you mean a runner benefit?
Well, the runner randomly adds the same number of cards from his or her grip. Okay, well, sorry, the negative. I'm sorry.
But you can't sweep them. You're making it harder to sweep them.
If this card said the runner adds every card in their grip to the bottom of the stack, I'd be like, still can't play it.
Hand
wipe. It's a 5/3 in NBN. Number one, 5/3. Okay, 5/3s in NBN don't get played unless they're GF5 and you're swapping them out. You're never scoring them. You're swapping it out.
Then you know what they should have did to make you happy then, Hollis? For every advancement over 5, the runner randomly adds 1 card to the bottom of their stack. Well, you'd love it then, right?
Still not enough. Still not enough. I just don't
gonna keep over advancing a 5/3.
Like for example, if this just isn't enough. I would prefer if this card said the runner randomly trashes cards from his or her grip.
Yeah, it needs to go in the garbage, not the not at the bottom,
even that is better than moving it to the bottom.
Yeah. Okay, we ready? Terrible.
It's terrible. Put it under terrible.
So we're at in terrible because we have a couple cards there.
You guys are gonna get slapped with a Timmy deck on this one. I'll tell you.
I'm fine with that. You know what? I want him to live the dream. I want him to live the dream.
You're gonna get I'm
gonna get re-educated.
I'm gonna pull it on you and then be like, I'm gonna re-educate you. Boom.
The
re-education of Hollis. And the miseducation of Lauren Hill.
All right. So while you're dropping that somewhere in terrible, I'm just gonna keep this train moving.
Where? The bottom? The defense we got some.
No, defense construct still seems bad.
Yeah.
Sacrifice still seems worse.
So is it at the top because overall it still scores you 3 points?
Yeah. Sure, we'll do that. I still think it feels better than Next Wave 2. Okay. Does it? I don't know. That's tough. That's a hard one.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep moving. Traffic Analyzer. Upgrade. Res 0, Trash 3, Influence 1. Whenever you res a piece of ice protecting the server, trace 2. If successful, the corp gains 1 credit. Wow, that's made everyone quiet. Are you just trying to figure out how this card works?
No, because I sometimes I really hate when they have somewhat lacklustery stuff and they just make it.
Yeah, this artwork's kind of bad.
Protecting this server.
So it's only going to fire. So okay, it's a free upgrade. Let's throw that out there. But it only fires when you res a piece of ice protecting the server. So it means you have to get out early. It needs to be a 2. So even if it's like a 2, you might trigger it twice. So it would net you 2 credits. 3. I mean, really, what you're doing, you're going through all this to effectively. I don't know.
Hey, but what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do if the person has Link?
Yeah, it's terrible. It's trace 2.
Yeah, but I'm like, are you gonna pay into the trace to gain a credit?
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Unless you're not gonna do that. If you're gonna have all these free add-ons, but feels bad. Feels bad, Ben.
Feels bad, man. I can't this would have been better if it was just not protecting this server. You should have just been able to put this somewhere, and then whenever you res, you can do a trace, gain a buck.
But maybe that's too disgusting. Anyway, bad. Can we put in bad? Keep going. Hollis, what's your thoughts?
Tell me, where, bottom of bad.
Yeah, I know you want to put this in bad.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to just put it in bad.
Yeah.
God, what?
Yep.
What? Put
maybe
terrible. This card's not gonna see play. Put it in terrible. You know it's not gonna see play.
Yeah, put it at the.
Put it in terrible.
Put it below Next Wave 2.
All right, next.
Okay, Meteor Mining. Agenda. Advance 5. 2 to score. Whoa, what just happened? 2 points? Advance 5, 2 points? Okay.
This is gonna be insane.
When you score Meteor Mining, you may gain 7 credits. If the runner has at least 2 tags, you may do 7 meat damage instead. Hold on. Before you make your decision, the flavor text is, I've got a rock. Charles Mad Dog Brun, comic jockey.
So that's obviously the throwback to I've Got a Rock then? The original Netrunner thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. 15 meat damage, thanks.
Yeah. I've got a rock.
I've got a rock. What? Like, how do you have that?
So this is interesting, right? It's an advanceable boom, right? Or it can be money, but it's 5 advancements for 2. But
I think Jemison could work with this.
Jemison's not bad because it could be a 5 advancement agenda you wouldn't be upset to sack to try to speed out another one. It's interesting. I don't think it's bad. I think it's definitely a Jemison agenda.
What'd you do? You said you don't think it is?
I don't think it's bad. I just feel like it's a Jemison.
Oh yeah, that's how I feel like as well. I think that it's an interesting way to put the kill into that ID.
Yeah,
I really do. I don't think this is bad. I don't think this is terrible. I think this is. I think this is the bottom of below average.
I don't know. I don't even know if I would put it below average. Like, I would argue that it's probably average.
Oh, sorry. I meant okay. The bottom of above average.
Oh, okay. There we go. I'm more in line with that.
Yes. Sorry, got my shit all twisted and backwards. I was like, I'm like, yeah, this is good. This is,
it's the bottom of below average.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, what just happened?
Yeah.
It's the opposite day.
Happens.
Yeah, I'm with you. I like bottom of above average. Hollis probably isn't seeing it. He's rubbing his face. He's looking all confused. He just sees 2-5, and he's like, "Nah, yeah. I can't gel behind this."
Corey, you read me so good. You read me so well.
But Hollis is not a Wayland player.
Nope.
So, yeah, you're welcome, Hollis. We've done enough of these episodes. I'm feeling it.
I defer to your opinion.
Okay, we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. Ready? We're just putting this right in good. Standoff. Agenda advance 2, score 0. When you score standoff, each player starting with the runner trashes 1 installed card until 1 player declines to trash a card. If the runner declines, draw 1 card and gain 5. It's just an enabler card for Jemison.
Yep.
That's all it is.
Yep.
I really wish that this was in a different faction. I wish this was a neutral.
But, well, sure. But so now we've covered all the 2 O's.
No, I'm just saying, like, wouldn't this would be so fun to play in, like, in so many different factions, I think. Well, except for NGN.
You gotta, stop it. But you gotta play this in Wayland, man.
I know. But I think I would like to do that in Jinteki.
Yeah.
I think. I just think it's really cool. Like hats off. Like, this is a good card ability. I really like this ability.
It's cool. It's cool because it puts up the runner, right? Where it's like, here you go. You want to trash a card? No? Okay, cool. I'll draw a card and gain 5 credits.
Yeah.
And then with Jemison, you're just like, cool, now I'll sack this. I'll get the advancements. Oh, is this an Herberth? That's cool. Oh, Scoop, look at this. Thanks. I just converted that into points. It's a good thing I just gained 5 credits last turn. So I just banked this advancement in Jemison. Standoff. Standoff is like really specific on the type of decks it's going to be good in, but man, it's going to be really good in those decks.
Yeah, bottom of good.
I'm perfectly fine with that. Hollis.
I mean, okay, it's only going to be played in Jemison, and like Corey said, it's a Jemison enabler. I think that it's because of that, it's actually very good because you want the 2 zeros, you want the 2 1s maybe in Jemison to keep pushing you towards the 3-2, then the 4-2, the 5-3, so on and so forth, or whatever.
Yeah, and it does give you an O2 agenda, something else to sack for like Archer, Corporate Town. I mean, a lot of those other things that are kind of already built in to Wayland, so it does give you another option for that as well.
You know, I don't even know, man. I mean, like, I think that this could go into most Wayland decks. I think it's really like that good. I think it's like 2-0, and then do you want to trash a card?
Mm-hmm.
Right? So 2-0 for 5 and then 5 credits, right? So basically it's almost like a weird beanstalk or something, right?
Yeah. Would you replace Hostiles with it, or would you play it alongside Hostiles?
I'd probably.
Or would it just depend on the ID?
It would depend on how crazy I'm feeling with my composition of where my points are. I mean, the Hostiles are in there to kind of even things out a bit as 1-pointers. These aren't going to count towards your agenda count as they are 0. So
yeah,
they're going to be extra deck slots as
and
you've
Chris
seen with
pointed out too is that it's also another card to trigger Hunter Seeker. So that's like even terrible for the runner, right? They steal a Standoff, and it's like you got no points. Hunter Seeker. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, and then it was noted that Film Critic, but
yeah, but you don't want to Film Critic this.
No. Yeah, well, like, are you gonna Film Critic at 2-0?
Yeah, I mean that's fine. The Corp, if I was the Corp, you spent the click, whatever credits it costs you to get in to take this, and then you're spending 2 clicks after that. That's a fine trade-off for me. I'm okay with that. If that's what you want to Film Critic.
No, because it's when you score.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I mean,
wait, when you score, the runner steals. So this isn't like this isn't a situation where the runner comes in and snags.
No. But it's still another, because it can trigger off things like Hunter Seeker.
Oh, okay.
It's another agenda that the runner has to be aware of.
Oh yeah. I see where you're going from with the Film Critic for Hunter Seeker protection.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, I really think this is great, because I think this is like I said, it's built in. It's a cool little economy that you can but
you can score out of hand.
Yeah, and it has the potential, like if the runner trashes a card, then it moves over to you, and then you can just decline. Right, and basically you've just burned out one of their cards. So awesome, you speed bump them. I think most of the time they're going to give you the 5 credits.
Yeah, and if it's in Jameson, you don't even care.
No,
because you're just like, it's fine. This is just a way I'm going to fire to score something more expensive.
Really good card.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm with Hollis to put it at the top of good.
The 8 done. Hollis is Mr. Positive today. They're gonna have to.
Well. I mean, I did
you're...
rate a card terrible immediately. I was like, terrible.
As long as you're not re-education. Yeah. All right, we ready?
Yeah.
Rama Sir team. Success. Operation triple. Cost 0. Influence 2. As an additional cost to play this operation, forfeit an agenda and spend 2 clicks. Advance a card X times. X equals the advancement requirement of the agenda just forfeited.
Okay, so if I have,
I was waiting for him to start.
all right, so if I've scored a hostile takeover, no, wait, hold on. X is equal to the advancement requirement.
Yep.
So it's a bit more complicated than that.
Hey, real quick, I'm sorry, I apologize to cut you off. What's super important to note about this card is it's advancing a card X times. It's not place X advancement counters, which means if you fire this ability on, say, like an Oaktown or one of those advanceables,
you get the benefit.
You get the benefit for every step of the way.
Okay.
Continue.
Sure, but okay. So the ideal here is that okay. So if I have, I'm thinking. So sorry. So I have 3-2 scored. I have a 3-2 scored. But like the problem here is that if I have a 3-2 scored,
yeah,
like I don't just get to I can't play a new agenda and then trigger this because it's actually a triple.
Correct, it's a triple, so you'd have to find a way to get another click if you're trying to play something. But if you had something down, if you had something face down, you could just success it. Your whole turn, you're just like, you know what? Because you don't spend any money.
Right.
It's just success.
It's all success.
I don't know.
So, because Jemison is giving you an extra one.
Yeah.
So it means with success, you could play success and a standoff scores you a 3-2. You spent no money. 0 credits. You scored a 3-2. Yeah. No money.
Oh, sorry. So if it's 2-0, wait, to be clear, if it's 2-0, so when I forfeit the 2-0, I can install a card from my hand and place 1 advancement token on it. Correct? With Jameson.
Do you know what Jameson's ability does, Hollis? Do you want to pull it up?
Oh, God. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. Well. You can tell I have played with Jameson.
Yeah. So take a look at that card again.
All right, let's talk. Let's have a conversation.
Good.
Popping two for ones can get you 4 advancements.
So okay, so if it's 2 for 1, I can say okay, I place 2 advancement tokens now on this other card that's installed, and the success says okay, because that card costs. Let me double check it. 2. I can place 2 advancement tokens on the card. Okay, this card's actually pretty good.
So you get a 4-2. If you did this with a 5-3, you could score. Can you just score a government takeover? Right? You have a government takeover out. You fire Jemison's ability. It puts that counter. Put those counters, and then you take the 5 advancements, and then put it on government takeover.
Yep, that works.
So you just, without any advancement counters on it, you're just success government takeover.
Oh my God, are you still thinking?
Card's good. Card's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll put this as good. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Yeah. I'm with you on good.
The top of the goods.
I would put it below Standoff.
Oh, really? This Standoff is
Just
cool.
I feel like,
this is winning you the games.
But I feel like, isn't Standoff like one of the biggest parts of success?
No.
Like, wouldn't you need Standoff more than you need, or you just put success ahead of it?
I think success is so much better because it's...
Okay, hey man, I'll give it to you.
Thanks.
You got it.
Trust me.
You're welcome.
When it comes to stuff that deals with Jameson, I know. Oh shit.
Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. All right, this is the next to last. Whampoa Reclamation, neutral. Asset Corporation, Res 3, Trash 3, Influence 2. Trash 1 card from HQ, as a paid ability.
Mhm.
Add 1 card from archives to the bottom of R&D. Use this ability only once per turn. Well, I guess this is your Jackson replacement.
But
Everyone's spinning influence for Whampoa now. It's 2 influence per. But you could fire it on your turn and then fire it on the corpse or the runner's turn. And it allows you, if you have an agenda in hand, you could trash it and then use the Whampoa ability to then add it to the bottom of R&D. That's all this card does. Sorry, I don't have anything else to talk about. That's what this card's one thing is. That's its trick.
Man, I tell you,
That's it.
I don't like are they, is this a direct to all the complaints from Jackson? So they kept it neutral and they added influence to it.
So now everybody has to pay influence for it instead of it just being free for all corporations,
And
so they have
still
to deal with it.
Yeah.
So now it's like, hey, now you can get a way to get rid of agendas out of hand, but you've got to pay influence for this card.
Okay, so let's recap here for a second, okay?
Sure. Yeah.
This
Absolutely.
is a living tier list, right? So we can come back and look at this at any time, right? As we're reviewing. So as it stands right now, in the current state of the game, I don't want this card.
No, because you're also spending 3 to res this.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, though.
So maybe
Just
when
let me-
Jackson
let me-
cycles out.
Well, let me throw a slight wrinkle. Just ponder this. Stay with me.
Yeah.
So Jackson does have to overflow your hand, and you have to bin them. While this, you can immediately just take a card from your hand, and it doesn't cost you clicks to do it. I'm just going to put this in the bottom of the deck.
Still haven't got me. You got more there?
No, that's all I got, man. Sorry.
Oh, jeez.
But,
My issue is the 3 cost.
yes, I get, yeah.
I'm looking for
Like-
what was that other one that what was the other one? This is the best Jackson replacement so far. The army guys coming down. Shit. Why am I blanking? It moved 2 cards. And you had to do it on your turn.
Sorry, man.
Okay, you guys keep talking.
Lost. Anyway, Hollis, what's your initial? Where you dropping Whampoa?
I have to trash a card. I have to trash a card from HQ to add 1 card from archives to the bottom. But like what?
So just think if that card is an agenda. What it's pretty much saying is you're taking that agenda, putting it in your trash, and then putting it on the bottom.
But I'm doing it for 3 credits.
Correct. You're spending 3 credits. You could effectively do this twice because you could do it on your turn and then do it at the beginning of the runner's turn. So you could pilfer 2 cards. The thing is you're instead of like Jackson where you're shuffling it, you're putting it directly on the bottom of the deck. So if you have to bend too many agendas, you know exactly where they are on the bottom. So you're still going to need something to probably mix it if you didn't turn out you need those or something. I don't. Yeah. Preemptive action. Thank you.
I mean,
I don't know why Jameson's preemptive action.
like this is hard to rate. Like I don't know, like an average.
Is that what I can still
Yeah.
looking for?
Yeah, it's preemptive action. Yeah, that one's a way better option.
Yes.
Sorry.
Who credited that?
We'll start with... So Patrick Dennis started with preemptive strike, but then Ulkrond was like, hey, preemptive action. And then Milan was like, preemptive action.
Yeah.
And then...
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I was another pack
sorry.
or so away from hitting it, but I was just going up.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for
Yeah, we appreciate that.
stumbling over my words and figuring out which one I meant when I was like the army guy, blah blah blah.
Yeah. So Hollis, what's your spot? Where are you putting it?
This is way
Average?
better. What?
Average?
Average.
Dude, I can't yell too loud because there's people sleeping upstairs. But you telling me that this card is average is I am losing my bananas. You
Well, but it is average.
You just broke
Like,
it.
and matter of fact,
He doesn't
sorry,
even
like,
know.
Corey?
But like,
I think if you analyze the current state with Jackson and preemptive action being options in the current pool, this card is middle to bottom of below average for me. Could possibly be argued for it to be top of bad, just because you have so many better options. But I don't think it's bad. God, the 2 influence sucks. Yeah, I'm leaning to the bottom and below average.
You guys.
sorry, Jameson. Sorry, buddy.
It still has recursion in a sense, and recursion will always be a strong ability to trigger. So I can't say it's bad.
What is it recurring?
Because you can bend some garbage thing and take something else from archives and put it on. God, it's putting it on the bottom of R&D. It's putting it on the bottom. You're never going to see it. You're just using this to hide agendas.
Yeah, what are you going to play? Like, you're going to put this in criminal so you can play window? Was that the card that you can draw from the bottom?
You can't put this in criminal. Stop it.
No, but I'm saying that's the only where you can draw from the bottom, right? Like,
yeah. So you have to do something to shuffle. So even if you're putting stuff back in, you're not seeing it because it's not getting shuffled into the deck.
no, because Jackson shuffles too, man. Shuffle,
Yeah,
shuffle,
I know.
shuffle.
And preemptive action shuffles.
Preemptive action, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle.
Can I just name other cards that shuffle to get you to do that little jingle every time? Look.
Shuffle, shuffle. Shuffle off to Buffalo. God, this is bad, man. This is bad right now. Right now, you can't tell me that this is... You want to... Hollis, you're putting this in as 2 influence? How many of these are you putting in your deck, man?
The card's bad.
Yeah.
I've changed my opinion. The card's bad.
All right.
Two
We'll put
wins.
it... I'll give you bad. I'll give you top of bad, though. But it's only if you're analyzing the current state. I definitely feel like as we start running out of options, then we're going to be crawling back to this card.
Well, I will still...
Out of necessity.
I will still be in preemptive for free. No
Yeah,
influence.
preemptive is great. I like preemptive.
Okay.
All right, we ready?
Whampoa. Womp womp.
The final card. We did the whole pack, gentlemen.
That's how we do.
Yes.
Final card. Mass commercialization.
Did we end on a bang?
Whoa. Operation Transaction. Cost 0. Influence 0. Gain 2 credits for each card with at least 1 advancement token on it.
Yeah. Wayland is rocking that transactions. Is that still a thing?
Oh, that's fake. Yeah.
Are they though? But are they though? Are they? Hold on.
So if you're playing commercialization, where you're like, I gain all this money for all the advancement counters, but then if you're playing where you're just advancing all over the place, then this is a card you can play, and you gain 2 credits for each one. So like if you have 3 advancements spread out, you play it, that's 6 credits. That's not terrible. You invested 3 to get 6. If you're playing a deck that does advancing and it plays a lot of stuff that advances, moves around, this is not a bad option for economy. But if that's all you're going to play that in. You're not going to play that in anything else but that. What if you're playing it in Tennin, where you're putting those free advancement counters?
Whoa. This is gain 2 for each card.
With an advancement token on it.
Yeah. So if you only have 2 cards, you're only getting $2.
Well,
It's not per advancement.
No, I know, but it's 2 for each card. So if 2 different cards are advanced, you gain 4 credits.
Yes.
1 click for 4 credits. If you have 3 cards with advancements, 1 click for 6 credits isn't bad. And it's from 0. So if you're like siphoned or something, you're just like, cool, gain this. That's not bad.
No, but I don't know. I think the original commercialization was still cooler.
That had to be an unsuccessful run. No, sorry, not just advancement counters. Sorry, I'm thinking successful demonstration. That's just advancement counters in total. But then
Yeah.
you're loading all up to one piece of ice.
Get your money back on them.
You're not. Are you like? Are you? Anyway.
No,
sorry.
no. I'm just saying. I think the original commercialization was cooler, but this one's okay. But I wouldn't say it's mass commercialization. It's just
Yeah.
this is just mediocre commercialization.
Let's see. I like how the artist listed as unreadable.
Subpar.
What is going on this? That's funny. I haven't updated it on the old card game DB
It looks
or
like
Netrunner DB.
Mark.
Yeah. Anyway, because of this how specific the type of deck you have to play this in,
Below average.
yeah, I want to put it towards the below average. I think it's I think it's a better card than a lot of the below average cards
Mhm.
because it's still economy.
Do you want the top of below average?
I don't know if I want the top. That sounds
Generous.
yeah, that sounds generous.
I'll
If
put
you
it
say-
above Watchtower.
Invincible Ice have never been good, and so it's like, okay, this is actually not a bad economy card, but now you have to have enough Invincible Ice. The Colossus, the Loki,
Whoa, hold on. It doesn't have to be advanceable ice, my friend.
It can be advanced
For each
anything.
card with an advancement
Whatever.
token on it.
whatever. Like, come on. Whatever.
All those advanced traps,
Yeah, I was just
You're
gonna
like-
say, right?
mass commercialization,
Boom,
game
boom,
money.
boom,
You didn't want to
boom.
run it. Okay, there you go, man.
So you agree? It's just above Watchtower.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I'll go with that.
Mass commercialization slotted, set, guys.
And with that, we've completed the entirety of Blood and Water.
Whew.
We made it.
We didn't split this, guys. We did start to finish, whole thing. Powered through
We
it.
made it.
All right. Well, there you have it.
Oops.
Stay tuned next week where you go back in time.
Yeah. So again, thank you very much, guys. If you don't have us liked on Facebook, you should probably go and check that out. Give us a like there. Like us on the rest of the social media stuff. Like us on this video. Subscribe. Help push our numbers. We keep striving towards new ranks. So we really appreciate if you do that. That's the campaign for this week. Is help subscribe.
And just throw it out there, we're all planning on being at Gen Con this year. So if you're at Gen Con, high five us, say hey. We're pretty much doing almost every L5R event under the sun there. Sorry.
Yep.
But we'll be hanging out in the FFG area for majority of the convention.
Yeah. I might detour a little bit to pick up a Splendor expansion, but I'll come right back quickly.
And he's going to be hunting that Arkham scenario.
Oh yeah,
all
again,
conventional
thank you. Remember, if you have
Yeah.
a Arkham scenario to donate, I got shut out of Arkham. Nobody to play with. Guys, thank you very much for staying up this late. If it is late where you are, if it is early where you are, we really appreciate it. Thank you. Sayonara.
Yep. Good night,
Good
guys.
night.
Have a good night.
Mahalo.
What? Then sign off. Sign off.
We will
Get out.
catch you
Yeah.
next week, guys.
Yeah.
Bye for now.